Had your refreshing tea and cookies. So moving on to our presentation, our technical presentation, where our technology providers will tell how they can help the banking sector in making data centers and cloud services smooth for them as well, so that they have a ease of working while providing their services to their customers. So with huge round of applause, I will request Mr. Kalyan Muppaneni, founder and CEO, Pi DATACENTERS, to please come on stage and take over the dais, sir, for your presentation. Huge round of applause for sir, please.
At Mangalgiri, Vijayawada, the capital region of the newly reorganized state of Andhra Pradesh, India. The location is geographically well connected to all the major Indian cities with excellent air and road connectivity, making it accessible at ease. We at Pi have taken the lead in bringing the best of both the worlds together in terms of global standards and cost linearity. We deliver to you a modular 500,000 square feet greenfield, TIA 942 compliant Tier 4 data center spread across 10 acres with proximity of less than 1 kilometer from National Highway 5. The facility enjoys uninterrupted power supply through dedicated on-site substation with 2 unique power sources supported by a redundant power backup architecture. Firms, irrespective of size, need to secure their data, which could be exposed to predictable and unpredictable threats, causing severe financial and credibility loss. Outsourcing the data center to a service provider with world-class infrastructure to keep your data treasure secure and making it available in a seamless manner is what comes as an aid to you. With up to 8 levels of stringent security cover, Pi welcomes you to the atrium, the grand reception area of its data center, Amaravati. From here, we are happy to lead you to the core of our data center. The dedicated customer NOCs ensure customers' IT infrastructure is manned and managed by dedicated teams in line with their privacy and security standards. The 50-seater global NOC is managed by teams comprising of various levels of technology experts equipped to support multi-client environments on a 24/7 basis. Our software-defined strategic data center boasts of 8 modular data halls with 5,000 plus racks capacity and ISP of choice for customers to connect. It is well positioned to serve all major industry verticals across domestic and global markets through its off-the-shelf services like co-location, managed hosting, and tailored solutions around IaaS, PaaS, DR as a service, enterprise applications on cloud, and hosts of other cloud-enabled products and services riding on a stable at Pi Cloud platform. With this, we are happy to present to you Pi DATACENTERS, where we do what we are experts at to let you do what you are best at. It's time you embark on your cloud journey with us. Let us architect our digital future together.
Good afternoon. I feel very happy to introduce Pi in a platform like this, where different dignitaries from different financial institutions are here. So yeah, so I want to thank everyone for being here, and for the next few minutes, yeah, sure. Thank you. So as you have seen in the video, for a data center, there are fundamentally certain things that are very, very important. Scalability, especially for financial organizations, like the gentlemen were talking on the stage before, it's very, very important that there is enough scalability for your institutions to grow as your customer base increases year on year. What is also important is, in addition to the scalability and the quality, the total cost of ownership. I think we also heard that the high-level executives in each of the financial organizations are very cautious in making these decisions about, okay, do I go cloud, do I do this, do I go to a third-party data center, or do I still remain in my own data center in my own premise? So it's very, very important that the total cost of ownership is taken into a perspective when we're hosting our new customers. So our data center takes into consideration with a very, very modular design that helps you grow as our data center grows, as your requirements grow at our data center. And then flexibility. Flexibility is also the key, right? I mean, because you might have a requirement, a small requirement today, but as it grows, you need to make sure that as your customer demands from you that, okay, you are at a tier 3 level or a tier 2 level, but then you need to go to a tier 4 level at some point in time. So that's very, very important. So our data center will give you the flexibility to be able to convert from a tier 3 to grow to a tier 4 at a later point in time, or maybe downgrade in a few years because you don't really need that. Your customers are not demanding that. So it's very, very important. So at Pi, we sit with you, we understand your requirement, and we basically make sure that we give a design that's very, very flexible for you to change as you grow as an organization. A couple of other things that I would like to point is our data center, it's a tier 4 data center. It's an uptime certified data center that we are expecting pretty soon. 2 unique power sources supporting with a redundant substation and everything, I mean, completely redundant from end to end. The other thing is 8 levels of security, like you have seen. So for a BFSI industry, where the security is very, very important. I mean, of course, cybersecurity is one, but your physical security is also very, very important. And we kept all of these in mind in designing our data center. This is some of, I want to introduce my team, basically the board of Pi. I won't go through the details, but I would request you to take a look at the presentation later when it's available to you. Everybody on this slide, basically 2 decades plus of industry experience in Silicon Valley and around the world. And a lot of thought process went into designing this data center for the last 2 years, and we are almost about to unveil the data center in the next couple of months in Amravati. So as you can see the map, right? So our first DC is coming up in the new capital city of Andhra Pradesh, Amravati, and we are expanding into a few other locations in India very, very soon. 2 more locations which we will be announcing in the next few months. But the first one, I think, like for example, for customers in BFSI customers in Mumbai, this DC is a fantastic opportunity for you to look at from a DR perspective or even a primary, and then use another location as a DR. So especially in that part of the country, if you go to, I mean, today if you look at it, right, the growth of the tier 1 cities is almost peaking. I mean, the tier 2 and tier 3 are the future of India. And I think our DC is fantastically positioned to be able to support your customer base that's going to grow in this tier 2 and tier 3 kind of cities. We're also expanding into Singapore as well as Middle East. So over the next year, and if you have requirements, a global requirement that you would want to scale, not only just within India but also outside, through these locations we'll be able to help you with that. I think it's very, very for a data center, it's very important to have solid technology partnerships. As you can see the logos here, SUSE, Arista, EMC, Intel, and Paradigm in individual areas, right? All the way from OpenStack technologies to software-defined networking to software-defined storage and the different technologies that are coming in the compute layer that Intel is introducing. And also, as you know, IoT and smart cities, there is a lot of requirement. And I think, honestly speaking, today India is scratching the surface. And there is going to be a huge requirement. And I think we will be overwhelmed with the amount of data that's coming in. And Pi is well positioned to be able to handle all of that. Unfortunately, today, still a lot of data is stored outside the country. And it's, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to actually reflect on ourselves as a country and see, to make sure that that changes, right? Because it's very, very important, especially with the gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen in this room from the BFSI industry. I think we all need to make sure that we are adhering to that and the data sovereignty, especially in protecting our country and the interests of our customers and citizens. Product portfolio, right? So all the way from co-location to hosting to, of course, not relevant to this audience, but white space, to most important thing, right? Custom data suites. Today, a financial organization, all the way from a small financial organization to a very large corporate bank, we are in a position to be able to support everybody in between through our modular data suites, which is patent pending today. The energy efficiency is very, very less. The POE is going to fantastic. And I think, like one of the gentlemen who spoke earlier, there's no one size that fits all. So I think these custom data suites will play a big role in enabling your requirements and making sure we do a very good optimized job where the total cost of ownership is low and yet you are providing a high quality service for your customers. And we are also introducing as part of our cloud platform different industry solutions. I know BFSI is one as part of that, but also into other industries we are introducing where the time to market is very, very quick, where in a matter of a week, you are able to have your cloud platform up and running and hosting your customers. So this is the custom data suite concept that I was talking about. So depending on the size of your enterprise, you can start as low as a 13-rack suite, which is completely private, completely physically private. It's as if it's on your own premise, right? It can be managed by you or managed by us, but the only difference is it is sitting at Pi and still serving your requirements and while reducing your total cost of ownership. So we can go all the way up till 240 racks or even higher, depending on your requirement. Cybersecurity, right? I think again, going back to to the speeches that were made earlier, cybersecurity. There is a huge concern about cloud and moving to a third party. For us, right, security is at the heart. It's fundamentally important for especially a third-party data center, and there is no one solution that fits all. It's very important to have a executive buy-in. Especially when we are sitting with the customer, we want to make sure, as far as cyber security goes, what's your priority? Where is it on your priority? And we need to make sure that the senior management, the executive management is educated and understands the priority of this so that we can design a fantastic and super secure cybersecurity architecture. The compliance programs are very, very important, different kinds of certifications. But again, right, it's not any certification that you do. It's very specific to your organization. What is it that we need to do for your organization? We need to identify the crown jewels of your particular organization so that that is baked into the architecture so that it is really secure. Because you don't want to do a generic architecture and just pray that everything works out. It doesn't work. You need to identify what your crown jewels are so that we can define that architecture. And the best of the best technology cannot save your data, right? Unless the process, the policy, the people, and the culture is built into your organization, and we can help you with that. So with that, right, I want to take this opportunity and this fantastic platform today with all of you here to, for the very first time in Mumbai, we are unveiling our world-class cloud platform, Harbor One. With this, I would like to invite our technology head, Mr. Sundar, to come and speak a few words about Harbor and some of the other technology trends that we are working on at our organization. Sundar, please.
Hi, my name is Sundar Muthevi. I head the technology portfolio at DATACENTERS. It's been a very challenging journey for us with the options we have to design an architecture that is scalable, agile, and suitable for almost all verticals of industry, especially with the Indian background and Indian dynamics in play. So Harbor One comes in at a stage where we've experimented out almost with all major technology and cloud solutions out there, and then arrived at this architecture, which is having some very unique features. Primary of all is the flexibility. Flexibility brings in whether it's whether it's expansion, scalability, or the way in which we deploy or provision of environments for clients. We are almost on par with the provisioning platforms among all major cloud platforms out there. So it's definitely built in with a lot of security features. We have a tool chain that is very exhaustive in terms of how we do security with intrusion detections or black boxing of IPs and so on. Then we have a virtualization orchestration layer, which I'll speak to in a minute. And then, of course, the total cost of ownership to clients. So we have adopted, we haven't reinvented the wheel, but we have adopted some solutions for a full orchestration self-service environment, which can provision of small, medium, large environments of complex nature, including PaaS, with the built-in not only the operating system, but databases and other applications in the package. So we have some very industry-tested migration solutions for complex environments, including hybrid cloud environments. We are highly scalable because we are end-to-end software defined. Highly reliable, we depend on the state-of-the-art Intel platforms. Intel ships out their pre-release platforms to us to test bed on, and then we try them out for testing and give the feedback to many of our vendors. Harbor One brings us with a lot of security. It reduces costs where possible, enhances flexibility a lot. And then we work with clients for their business continuity because we have our DR as a service, which feeds straight into the BCP plans for clients. Auto-scaling cloud bursting is built in. And then we have an excellent team for our clients' solutions and service support. And then we focus a lot on operational efficiency because that will lead back to bringing down costs and stability. Our cloud security for BFSI is very unique. We have worked with a lot of vendors out there and then gone back and forth in building up solutions and what to put, what not to put. We have black box solutions, we have intrusion detection solutions, and so on. So we take security and encryption right up to the server level, where we have whether it's network functions or we have FGPC code written there, and we work with vendors in enabling that. It's the state-of-the-art solutions that we give for security for banking and other secure conscious clients to implement. And we work with them and we implement them. We have state-of-the-art monitoring, which is fed into different appliances that are in place in our cloud architecture that takes care of a lot of issues, whether it's monitoring threat from unknown IPs, both internal as well as external. And then we do a end-to-end security assessment for the client so that he knows what to implement, what to invest on, and what to have in our services portfolio. Like I said, we are end-to-end software defined. We have adapted industry solutions like our entire cloud platform is powered by SUSE Cloud. It's end-to-end on SUSE platform. We provision of multiple hypervisors through that, both KVM, ESXi, and Hyper-V. We are on a very fast backbone network infrastructure, going 10, 25 Gs from server to leaves and 25 Gs from server to spine, and almost reaching 100 gigs between spines by the end of this year. We have adapted EMC Scale.io as a software-defined solution. What this brings us is a fully redundant, N+N redundancy in any of the software stack, storage stack we have, whether it's flash, SSD, or SAS. And the other thing is we have self-service provisioning of storage in these stacks, whether it's file, block, or object, it's provisioned off. The entire cloud fabric sits on the software-defined storage stack, which gives you a lot of flexibility and reduces cost. So with that, that's our cloud stack, cloud platform, cloud architecture, very specific to banking finance customers and security conscious customers. Thank you. Let me know, or you can contact us and even have any questions on solutioning or why we adapted any particular technology. We are happy to answer you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We are here for the rest of the afternoon, so you can feel free to reach out to us, myself, my team. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Kalyan, please be on stage, and thank you for sharing your technology with us. Their whole team is here, very active since morning. So if you have any query, if you want to know more, the team is right here. You can please get in touch with them. And now I would request Mr. Sanjay Narkar, who is the Chief Technology Officer of IDFC Bank, to please come on stage and thank Mr. Kalyan for supporting the conference and joining us here. Sir, please. So a huge round of applause for whole PI Data Centers team.